the ceiling, neon hanging low. Another Friday evening, another place to go. There's a jukebox in the corner, playing songs from long ago. The bartender knows my story without me telling him so. I slide $1 on the counter, watch the amber liquid shine like 1,000 broken memories, dancing in the light. The band begins to play, and suddenly the room feels small, like every lonely heart in here came to answer the same call. Some people chase tomorrow, some people chase the past. Tonight I'm chasing freedom inside a whiskey glass. Bonfire burning in my chest, every regret becoming ashes, every ghost laid to rest. Bonfire lighting up the dark, turning all my broken pieces into sparks. Rain taps on the windows like fingers on a drum. The city's full of strangers trying to outrun someone. A woman sings the blues with lightning in her voice, making every wounded soul feel they still have a choice. I close my eyes and listen as the guitar cries alone, the kind of sound that understands what words never know. Pain can build a prison or become a song. The difference is deciding to keep moving on. A whiskey rain falling from the sky, washing old heartaches away, one drop at a time. A whiskey rain, sweet and bittersweet, like dancing with your memories to a backbeat. I wore my scars like armor, I wore my pride like chains, but neither one could save me from the storm inside my veins. Then the music found the silence and gave my soul a name. Now every tear I ever cried feels different in the rain. Oh, let it play. Oh, wash away. Bonfire still burning bright, not to destroy the darkness, but to survive the night. Whiskey rain fading with the dawn. The heart may never disappear, but it won't hold on. The band plays one last number, the neon starts to fade. I leave a little lighter than when I came. neon hanging low. Another Friday evening, another place to go. There's a jukebox in the corner, playing songs from long ago. The bartender knows my story without me telling him so. I slide $1 on the counter, watch the amber liquid shine like a thousand broken memories, dancing in the light. The band begins to play, and suddenly the room feels small, like every lonely heart in here came to answer the same call. Some people chase tomorrow, some people chase the past. Tonight I'm chasing freedom inside a whiskey glass. Bonfire burning in my chest, every regret becoming ashes, every ghost laid to rest. Bonfire lighting up the dark, turning all my broken pieces into sparks. Rain taps on the windows like fingers on a drum. The city's full of strangers trying to outrun someone. A woman sings the blues with lightning in her voice, making every wounded soul feel they still have a choice. I close my eyes and listen as the guitar cries alone, the kind of sound that understands what words have never known. Pain can build a prison or become a song. The difference is deciding to keep moving on. Whiskey rain falling from the sky, washing old heartaches away, one drop at a time. Whiskey rain, sweet and bittersweet, like dancing with your memories to a backbeat. I wore my scars like armor, I wore my pride like chains, but neither one could save me from the storm inside my veins. Then the music found the silence and gave my soul a name. Now every tear I ever cried feels different in the rain. Wash away, bonfire. stuck in the skyline. Sirens in my veins. Steel clouds over midnight, calling out my name. Chrome reflections on the pavement, neon dripping from the rain. Everybody wears a mask now, trying to hide the pain. The city breathes through broken circuits, wired into every soul, selling dreams through glowing billboards while machines take control. I walk alone through electric shadows, heartbeats synchronized to the pulse of endless chaos burning in my eyes. No sleep, no saints, no heroes left to save us. Ghost wire running through my mind, a signal from the darkness I can never leave behind. Ghost wire screaming through the night, every broken frequency becomes another fight. Feel it in your bones, we're not alone. Black helicopters overhead, watching every move. Digital kings on silver thrones, deciding what is true. But I'm a glitch inside the system, a fire they can't contain. A storm trapped inside human skin, breaking every chain. Turn it up, break it down, let the whole world hear the sound. Ghost wire running through my mind, a signal from the darkness I can never leave behind. Ghost wire screaming through the night, every broken frequency becomes another fight. Static and gasoline, living inside the machine. If tomorrow never finds us, if the lights all disappear, we'll become the revolution they've been taught to fear. No gods, no kings, no cages anymore, just thunder in our bloodstream and war beneath the floor. Crash, burn, rise, return. Crash, burn, rise, return. Neon blood flowing through my veins, every scar's a battle, every loss became a gain. Neon blood, brighter than the sun when the future starts collapsing. We'll become the one. Static fades to silence, the skyline starts to glow. Another night survived, another war blow. One match, one spark, 1 second from the dark. bombs and the chaos underneath. We were never made to fit inside the line. Inferno, light it up tonight. We're burning through the silence like fireworks in flight. Inferno, hands against the sky. If we're going down together, we're going down alive. Hey, turn the speakers louder. Hey, we're climbing even higher. Maybe we're reckless, maybe we're young, maybe we're writing the stories they'll become. And when the morning comes, we'll still be standing tall, because the biggest risk in life is never living it all. One heart, one chance, one night, let's dance. One heart, one chance, one night, let's dance. Run away, faster than the wind, chasing every dream they said we never win. Run away, nothing left to fear, the future's in our hands and it's finally here. We were born to run, this is who we've become. Sunrise on the horizon, smoke fading from the air. One more memory behind us, a million waiting there. System online, lights ignite, heartbeat synchronized tonight. Digital dreams inside my head, running faster than the speed of light. Neon colors on my skin, electric sparks across the night. Messages flashing on the dashboard, every signal calling me. The city's made of circuits now, an endless possibility. I'm not waiting for permission, I'm not waiting for a sign. The future's in my bloodstream, and it's counting down in time. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Cyber heart, running through the wires. Cyber heart, setting off the fire. Every pulse, every spark, every beat inside to create. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it single ember glow softly inside the fireplace. The room is filled with shadows in the silence of this place. Outside, the winter evening wraps the streets in gray. Snowflakes drift like feathers, then disappear away. The books upon the shelf stand quietly in line, guarding little lifetimes captured between time. I sit beside the window, watching distant lights blinking like forgotten stars across the frozen night. Some warmth remains even after flames are gone, living in the memory of where they once belonged. Ember burning soft and low, keeping tiny pieces of yesterday aglow. And every trace of orange against the fading black feels like a gentle promise that light can still come back. Ember holding through the cold. Ember brighter than gold. Summer lives inside my mind like heat above the road, a distant shimmering vision along a path I know. Fields were painted amber beneath an endless sky, and every dream felt close enough to touch before it died. Now those days appear like reflections in the air, beautiful and fleeting, yet somehow always there. Maybe memory is water, maybe memory is light, bending ordinary moments into something bright. Rush dancing on the sand, the place I cannot reach yet somehow understand. And every shining image feels real enough to stay, like love that keeps existing even far away. Mirage floating through the blue, mirage still leading me to you. I don't wanna hold the past too tightly in my hands. Some things are meant to wander like waves across the sand, but I can still be grateful for every road we've crossed, because beautiful memories are never truly lost. Ember glowing into dawn, the longest winter night visions clear and new, and somewhere in the golden light, a dream is breaking through.
Hitting the ground, small town talking loud again when I come around. Got a leather jacket on my shoulder, sunset burning in my eyes. They say trouble follows where I go, maybe that's no surprise. The sheriff knows my first name, the bartender knows my drink. Everybody's got opinions, they don't know what I think. I ain't trying to be a hero, I ain't trying to be a saint. I'm just living by my own rules and doing what they say I can't. Let them talk, let them stare, I got fire in my veins and I don't really care. Outlaw, running wild tonight like thunder through the desert, like lightning in the sky. Outlaw, never backing down. You can build your walls around me, but you can't fence me in now. Yeah. Radio blasting loud enough to shake the county line. Every mile behind me leaves another doubt behind. Got scars from old mistakes, got dreams bigger than this town. If you're waiting for me to surrender, you should stop waiting now. I've been lost, I've been broke, but every road I've traveled only made me stronger. Outlaw, running wild tonight like thunder through the desert, like lightning in the sky. Outlaw, never backing down. You can build your walls around me, but you can't fence me in now. Raise your hands up high. We're riding through the night. Maybe I don't fit the picture, maybe I don't play the part, but every revolution starts with somebody following their heart. Outlaw, hear the engines roar. The farther that I travel, the more I'm wanting more. Outlaw, freedom in my soul. No matter where this road goes, I know I'm in control. Yeah. Just settling behind me, stars hanging overhead. Another town in the rear view, another dream ahead. Midnight dripping from the ceiling, red lights dancing on the wall. Your shadow standing in the doorway, like the danger I would call. You move slow like a warning sign, beautiful disaster dressed in white. Every word falls like the pain. But I crave the pain. City lights blur beneath our feet as we race through neon dreams. Nothing here is innocent. Nothing's ever what it seems. Your perfume lingers in the air like a secret I should hide. But danger never looked this good, standing by my side. Every red flag turns to gold. Every life feels beautiful. I should leave, but here I stay, giving everything away. Venom kiss, sweet poison on my lips. Pull me deeper into darkness with your fingertips. Venom kiss, burning through my veins. I know you're gonna ruin me, but I crave the pain. Danger never felt so right. Keep me awake all night. Maybe we're just sparks and smoke. Maybe we're a falling star. Maybe some hearts only learn by touching what they are. And if the morning finds us broken, scattered underneath the sun, at least we burn brighter than anyone. Venom kiss, sweet poison in my soul. Every time I try escape it, you pull me back for more. Venom kiss, dancing through the flames. If loving you's a tragedy, don't save me from the blaze. Black roses on the dashboard, neon fading from our eyes. One last kiss before the sunrise. One last beautiful goodbye. Between the day and night, there's a color with no name. The city wears it quietly before the stars awaken. Storefront lights begin to glow, one by one in rows, while the fading afternoon slips where nobody knows. A woman closes her umbrella beside a crossing street. The sound of distant footsteps blends with the evening breeze. Everything feels suspended, neither lost nor found, like the world is holding on to the last light around. There are moments in between where endings and beginnings meet, and for a second, life feels complete. Blue hour, resting on the town, turning every rooftop into a silver crown. And every fading color whispers something true, that beauty often lingers just before it's through. Blue hour, soft against the sky. Blue hour, teaching me goodbye. On a wire above the alley, a tiny sparrow waits, watching all the headlights flow beneath like streams of fade. It doesn't seem in a hurry, it doesn't seem afraid, just listening to the silence the evening sky has made. Then suddenly it rises into the deepening blue, leaving only feathers of wonder where it once flew.
The leaves fall from the branches, the rivers reach the sea, and somehow letting go creates room to breathe. Blue hour melts into the dark. The city trades its sunlight for 1,000 tiny sparks. Sparrow disappears from view. Some things leave the horizon, yet remain inside of you. The stars arrive in silence. Night becomes brand new, and somewhere beyond the rooftops, a sparrow's flying through. The afternoon grows darker, though the sun is still above. A shadow slowly crosses everything I love. People gather on rooftops, looking toward the sky, waiting for a fleeting wonder to quietly pass by. The birds stop singing briefly. The city holds its breath as daylight turns to silver in a moment strange and blessed. I stand among the silence, watching colors disappear, feeling something ancient moving through the atmosphere. Some moments are too beautiful to ever truly own. They arrive, they leave, and change us as they go. Eclipse covering the light, turning ordinary hours into something bright, and every passing shadow leaves wonder in its wake, like a heart learning how much beauty it can take. Eclipse gone before too long. Eclipse still lingering on a shelf beside my bed, a porcelain bird remains, white as winter morning, painted with blue veins. One wing has a tiny crack running through its side, yet somehow that imperfection makes it harder to hide. When moonlight finds the surface, the room begins to glow, like fragile things remember more than they can show. Maybe strength isn't perfection, maybe strength is staying home. After all the little fractures life leaves on the soul. Porcelain, delicate and true, holding hidden stories in every shade of blue, and every tiny fracture catches threads of light like scars transformed to constellations in the quiet night. Porcelain, gentle as the rain. Porcelain, beautiful in pain. I spent years chasing answers across roads I couldn't see, then discovered some mysteries were never meant to leave. They're meant to walk beside us, like stars we cannot touch, reminding us that wonder still matters just as much. Eclipse fades beyond the dawn, the sunlight finds the rooftops and the darkness moves on. Ooh. circle of light rests softly on the bedroom wall. The sunset slips through curtains before the evening falls. The room is filled with quiet and dust suspended high. Tiny worlds are floating in rivers of gold light. A plant beside the window leans gently toward the glow, like it understands a language only sunlight knows. Outside the traffic murmurs, far beyond the glass, while shadows stretch like memories that never fully pass. Sometimes beauty arrives without asking to be seen, hidden in the ordinary, between the in-between. Halo hanging in the air, a gentle ring of sunlight floating everywhere. And every golden second feels impossible to hold, like warmth slipping through fingers before the night grows cold. Halo fading with the day, halo slowly drifting away. A blank canvas waits quietly against the studio wall, untouched by expectation or fear of any fall. A brush rests in a jar nearby, beside forgotten paint. Colors sleeping patiently for someone brave enough to create. I wonder if the future looks something like that too. An empty space of endless white, waiting for a view. Maybe every beginning feels uncertain at the start. A canvas and a question inside a hopeful heart. Canvas open wide and free, holding all the colors I have yet to see. And every brushstroke teaches what words can never say, that mistakes become the beauty along the way. Canvas bright beneath the blue, canvas becoming something new. I used to fear the blankness of roads I couldn't trace. Now I think uncertainty is simply open space, a place for light to enter, a place for dreams to land, a place where broken pieces can become something grand. Halo returns with every dawn, though the evening takes it, its glow is never gone. Canvas shining in the sun, some stories start in silence before they've even begun. The sky becomes a painting of amber, pink and blue, and somewhere in the fading light, a new world comes into view. A circle of light, a circle of light. circle of iris softly on the bedroom wall. The sunset slips through curtains before the evening falls. The room is filled with quiet and dust suspended high. Tiny worlds are floating in rivers of gold light. A plant beside the window leans gently toward the glow, like it understands a language only sunlight knows. Outside the traffic murmurs far beyond the glass, while shadows stretch like memories that never fully pass. Sometimes beauty arrives without asking to be seen, hidden in the ordinary, between the in-between. Halo hanging in the air, a gentle ring of sunlight floating everywhere. And every golden second feels impossible to hold, like warmth slipping through fingers before the night grows cold. Halo fading with the day, halo slowly drifting away. A blank canvas waits quietly against the studio wall, untouched by expectation or fear of any fall. A brush rests in a jar nearby, beside forgotten paint. Colors sleep impatiently for someone brave enough to create. I wonder if the future looks something like that too, an empty space of endless white waiting for a view. Maybe every beginning feels uncertain at the start, a canvas and a question inside a hopeful heart. Canvas open wide and free, holding all the colors I have yet to see. And every brushstroke teaches what words can never say, that mistakes become the beauty along the way. Canvas open wide and free, oh, canvas becoming something new. Canvas open wide and free, I can do something new. Halo hanging in the air, a gentle ring of sunlight floating everywhere. And every golden second feels impossible to hold, like warmth slipping through fingers before the night grows cold. Halo fading with the day, halo slow. A bluebird lands outside my window just before the rain, tilting his head like it remembers something I can't name. The morning feels unfinished, coffee cooling in my hands. Clouds gather over rooftops like slowly moving plants. The bird stays for a moment, then lifts into the gray, leaving only fluttering echoes as it slips away. I watch the empty branch sway back and forth alone. Funny how a tiny goodbye can feel so close to home. Everything keeps changing, even skies and seasons too, but some small moments linger long after they're through. Bluebird passing through my life, a flash of borrowed color in a world of black and white. And every beat of wings leaves a mark I cannot see, like little pieces of wonder finding their way to me. Bluebird gone before I knew. Bluebird painting skies anew. Late at night the radio whispers through the dark, half of every station breaking into sparks. Voices come and disappear between the waves of sound, like distant conversations trying to be found. I sit beside the speaker while the city sleeps below, listening to the static like snowfall made of glow. Maybe silence isn't empty, maybe it contains all the things we couldn't say, still floating in the rain. Static dancing through the air, tiny
dreams can still carry on. Static, soft against the night. Static, turning dark to light. I don't need forever to believe something was real. Sometimes one brief moment can teach a heart to heal. Like a bird upon a window or a signal through the haze. Small enough to miss, yet strong enough to stay. Lingers on. The rain begins to soften. The clouds drift out of you, and somewhere beyond the morning sky, a bluebird's breaking through. Morning hides behind the clouds. The world is washed in gray. A single bird cuts through the air, then disappears away. The elevator hums downstairs like a distant lullaby, while sunlight struggles through the curtains of a tired sky. There's a cup beside the sink, still stained with yesterday. Small reminders linger longer than we expect them to stay. The clock continues moving without asking how I feel. Like time was never interested in what was lost. Sometimes healing looks like silence. Sometimes silence hurts. Both arrive together like blessings and a curse. Hollow sky stretching over me, full of empty spaces where your voice used to be. And every drifting cloud moves slow across my mind like pieces of a dream I couldn't leave behind. Hollow sky, white and pale and blue. Hollow sky, still shaped like you. I found an old glass ornament hidden in a drawer, tinted with a faded rose from winters long before. When sunlight touches through it, the room begins to glow, painting pink reflections across the floor below. For a moment everything feels softer than before, like sadness lost its edges standing by the door. Maybe broken things can still create beauty, not despite their cracks, but because of them. Rose glass shining in the light, turning ordinary afternoons into something bright. Oh, and every fragile color falls softly on the walls, like hope returning quietly after long withdrawals. Rose glass, gentle as a flame. Rose glass, never quite the same. I used to think forever was something you could hold. Now I think it's moments that stay when they grow old. A laugh across a table, a hand reaching for mine. Little things becoming stars with enough time. Hollow sky
equally your lifetime, but their colors linger on. The morning keeps unfolding, the day begins anew, and somewhere in the scattered light a memory shines through. The flowers only open when the daylight disappears, breathing in the darkness like they're keeping ancient secrets. The garden behind the station sleeps beneath the moon. Silver petals sway gently to a quiet tune. Street lamps paint long shadows across the empty ground. The world feels far away without making a sound. I walk between the pathways covered in pale white blooms, each one shining softly against the midnight blue. Some beauty needs the darkness before it learns to glow, just like wounded hearts learning how to grow. Night bloom, opening so slow, turning hidden sorrow into something beautiful. And every fragile petal carries traces of the rain, like proof that broken seasons can blossom once again. Night bloom, right beneath the sky. Night bloom, teaching me to try. Brings pieces in, branches worn by oceans and journeys without end. One piece of driftwood catches the golden morning light, its edges shaped by countless waves and endless restless nights. I hold it in my hands and feel the passing years, the way roughness becomes beauty survives the tears. Maybe time is not a thief, maybe time is art, carving unexpected shapes inside the heart. Driftwood floating from afar, carrying old stories like invisible scars, and every weathered surface speaks without a sound of all the storms it traveled through before washing ashore and found. Driftwood, soft against the sea. Driftwood, returning home to me. If I could tell my younger self one thing before I go, I'd say the hardest winters make the strongest flowers grow, and every wave that breaks you will someday set you free in ways you cannot understand until you reach the sea. Night blown, fades before the dawn, but leaves its quiet fragrance long after it is gone. Driftwood glows beneath the sun. Some journeys reach the shoreline, but are never truly done. The morning fills the garden. The tide retreats from view, and somewhere in the waking light, a new dream pushes through. Moon reflections ripple softly across the harbor bay, colors breaking on the water, then slowly fade away. The boardwalk sleeps in silence after everybody leaves. Only scattered echoes linger among the salty breeze. A broken carousel is turning one horse at a time, like it's chasing old summers it could never find. The moon hangs low above the sea, a pale and distant flame, while every wave repeats a version of your name. Some nights feel like oceans, too wide to understand. You keep reaching for the shoreline and finding only sand. Neon tide pulling at my heart, carrying the pieces that fell apart. And every shining current moves farther from the shore, like all the words I should have said before. Neon tide blue against the sky. Neon tide teaching me goodbye. Back inside my apartment, a candle burns alone, its tiny flame keeps dancing, though the room feels cold as stone. Photographs are scattered across the wooden floor, faces caught in moments that don't exist anymore. I gather them in silence as midnight settles in, watching old reflections of who we've both been. Everything returns someday, as smoke, as dust, as rain, but nothing ever comes back exactly the same. Ashes floating through the air, pieces of a story still lingering there, and every fading ember glows before it's gone, like love that leaves its light behind long after moving on. Ashes, silver in the dark. Ashes, protecting one last spark. I used to fear the ending, like winter fears the spring, but every falling leaf makes room for greener things. Maybe letting go isn't losing what was true. Maybe it's carrying the beauty into something new. Neon tide, quiet with the dawn. The colors fade from water, but the memory stays on. Ashes drifting toward the sun. Some chapters reach their ending, yet their light is never done. Morning paints the harbor in gold and crystal blue, and somewhere beyond the horizon, a wave remembers you. The ocean pulls away tonight, leaving mirrors in the sand. The shoreline looks unfamiliar, like a place I used to understand. Bare footprints cross the beach, then vanish near the waves. The wind collects forgotten words and carries them away. A lonely seagull circles beneath the fading sky, while distant boats become small sparks against the edge of night. I watch the water breathing, slow and deep and blue. The same sea that keeps moving still reminds me of you. Some things leave quietly without a final sound, yet somehow their absence is the loudest thing around. Low tide pulling back from shore, revealing hidden places I never saw before. And every line of wet sand shines beneath the moon, like memories returning far too late, too soon. Low tide, soft against the sea. Low tide, bringing back to me. Inside an old shoebox, a photograph remains. Its corners bent with time, its color slightly changed. We're standing near a roadside, laughing at the rain. A moment caught forever, though nothing stayed the same. The picture feels so fragile, balanced in my hand, like a tiny piece of sunlight from another land. Funny how a single frame can hold an entire year and make a distant lifetime feel suddenly near. Polaroid, frozen in the light, keeping little pieces of a vanished night. And every faded color still knows where it belongs, like an old familiar melody inside a forgotten song. Polaroid, one but holding on. Polaroid, long after you're gone. Maybe nothing lasts forever, maybe that's the point. To treasure every ordinary day before it slips beyond. To love without possession, to remember without pain, to let the seasons change and still dance in the rain. Returns into the blue, the waves reclaim the shoreline like they always do. Polaroid glows beneath the dawn. Some people leave your lifetime, but their light keeps living on. The morning finds the ocean, the sky turns golden hue, and somewhere in a fading frame, a smile still looks like you. Streetlights blur like watercolor across a rainy glass. Another evening slips away too quietly to catch. The coffee's getting colder beside the window frame. Outside the city's moving, but everything feels changed. The train rolls through the distance like a memory passing by, leaving only fading echoes beneath the tired sky. the tabletop, lost somewhere between the life I thought I'd live and the life that found me. Some nights arrive like waves without a warning sign, pulling old emotions back into the tide. Afterglow, still burning in my chest, long after all the fireworks have faded into rest, and every little spark refuses to let go, like a photograph surviving inside the afterglow. Afterglow, soft and bittersweet. Afterglow, where our shadows meet. There's a letter in my jacket I never sent away. The paper's worn and fragile from being safe for days. The words were never perfect, maybe that's the reason why they stayed hidden in the darkness while the seasons passed by. Now the ink looks like a river running through the page, carrying old versions of who we used to be. Time can change the distance, but not what it meant. Some feelings stay alive even after they're spent. Silver line running through the gray, a quiet thread of hope that never went away. And every broken cloud parts a little more, letting in the kind of light I've been waiting for. Silver light shining from above. Silver line teaching me to love. Maybe healing isn't sudden, maybe it arrives slow, like morning through the curtains, or winter in a spring's glow. Maybe every ending carries something new, hidden in the silence, waiting to break through. Afterglow, fading with the night, believing little embers to guide me toward the light. Silver line, bright against the blue. Some chapters reach their ending, but the story carries through. The rain begins to soften, the stars return in view, and somewhere past the horizon, a new sky waits to bloom. Dust dances through a window in the pale afternoon, floating like forgotten wishes across a quiet room. The curtains barely move with the breathing of the breeze. Sunlight paints old patterns upon the wooden floor beneath. A record player turns slowly without a single song, still spinning like it's waiting for something to come along. The walls remember laughter, the couch remembers names, but everything feels softer now than it did back then. Time leaves fingerprints on everything it knows, even on the smallest things nobody notices. Dust light falling from above, turning ordinary moments into pieces of love. And every golden particle drifting through the air feels like a quiet answer to a forgotten prayer. Dust light, gentle as goodbye. Dust light, passing slowly by. In the drawer beneath my desk, an old fountain pen remains. Its ink is long since faded, but the way still feels the same. I hold it to the paper, though he has nothing left. It's somehow all the empty pages feel less silent than before. The notebook stays open like a field before the rain, waiting for a single thought to bloom again. Maybe every ending leaves a seed behind, waiting for the courage to grow. Tiny stars refusing to disappear into the dark. Wild ink, flowing soft and free. Wild ink, writing back to me. If I could save one feeling, it wouldn't be the pain. It would be the hope that follows after every storm and rain. The part that keeps believing when everything feels thin. The voice that whispers quietly, begin again. Some dreams leave your lifetime, but their colors linger on. The room grows dark around me. The sky turns violet blue, and somewhere in an empty page, a new story breaks through. Moonlight spills across the floor from a window left ajar. The room is full of silver dust and distant passing cars. Your sweater hangs beside the door, though you've been gone for months. I never moved it from this place, I guess I never could. The city hums beyond the glass, a song without a name, while shadows stretch across the walls and everything feels changed. A candle flickers on the shelf, flame bends with the air, like it's trying to tell a story no one else can hear. Some memories fade softly, some refuse to leave, living in the spaces between what is and what used to be. Moonfall, landing on my skin like all the quiet moments I keep carrying within. And every silver heartbeat falls gently through the blue, like pieces of the night still reaching out for you. Moonfall, slowly drifting down. Moonfall, without a sound. The rain begins at midnight, tapping rhythms on the roof. A language made of water, trying to speak the truth. I sit beside the window, watching rivers trace the glass, as headlights melt into colors and vanish as they pass. Somewhere a train is moving toward a town I've never known, and for a second I imagine not feeling so alone. The world keeps turning forward even when hearts stay behind. open season, try to say goodbye. Velvet rain, soft against the night. Velvet rain, turning pain to light. Maybe love was never meant to stay exactly the same. Maybe it becomes a river instead of a flame, flowing through tomorrow, changing as it goes, yet carrying its beauty farther than it knows. Moonfall fades into the dawn, but leaves a trail of silver long after it is gone. Velvet rain stops before the day. Some people leave your lifetime but never fade away. Morning climbs the horizon, the clouds begin to part, and somewhere in the growing light, a new song finds my heart. The moon hangs over roof timbers, wrapped in a silver haze, like a secret drifting slowly through forgotten days. The avenue is sleeping beneath a midnight glow. Traffic lights blink softly to streets with nowhere to go. A newspaper rolls gently along the empty lane, carried by the restless wind, like memories in the rain. I walk beneath the quiet, past windows glowing gold, watching fragments of other lives quietly unfold. Sometimes loneliness arrives, not as pain, but as space, a room inside the heart, waiting to be embraced. Moon veil floating through the night, covering old sorrows in silver light, and every passing shadow softens at the edge, like waves dissolving footprints along the distant ledge. Moon veil drifting wild and free, moon veil settling over me. Near the garden fence, a butterfly appears, its wings so thin and fragile, they almost disappear. Moonlight shines right through them, like stained glass in the dark, turning every movement to a work of art. It dances through the flowers, then vanishes from sight, leaving only wonder behind the fading night. Maybe some beautiful things are meant to pass us by, just long enough to remind us to keep looking at the sky. Glass wing shimmering in blue, carrying silent magic nobody else can view, and every fragile heartbeat hidden in its flight feels like hope unfolding against the night. Glass wing, weightless as a dream. Glass wing, brighter than it seems. I used to chase forever across horizons far. Now I find eternity in moments that are small. A butterfly in moonlight, a quiet street below, the kind of fleeting beauty only patient hearts can know. Moon veil fades
fingers on a glass wing, rises with the sun. Some wonders live in silence, yet are never truly gone. The morning paints the skyline with shades of amber hue, and somewhere in the waking light, a dream is breaking through. The evening paints the skyline in shades of purple blue. A quiet world is settling down beneath a fading view. The rooftops wear the sunset like a coat of amber light. Windows bloom like fireflies against the coming night. A distant siren echoes, then disappears again, leaving only soft vibrations drifting through the wind. I lean against the balcony, watching shadows grow, as another day becomes a place I used to know. Nothing ever stays the way it used to be, but sometimes change arrives as gently as the sea. Velvet sky falling over town, wrapping every lonely street in a softer sound, and every fading color melts into the dark like 1,000 tiny endings protecting one small spark. Velvet sky, wide and deep and true. Velvet sky, still reminding me of you. This afternoon I wander without a destination, following the rhythm of my own imagination. The clouds became mountains, the river became gold. The ordinary afternoon turned magical to behold. For a little while the world felt larger than before, like every corner held a hidden open door. Maybe wonder never leaves, maybe it just waits for quiet hearts to notice the beauty it creates. Daydream, floating through the air, turning simple moments into something rare. And every passing second shines differently somehow, like all the possibilities living in the now. Daydream, light as summer rain. Daydream, calling me again. I don't need a perfect future or answers from above, just enough hope to follow and enough room to love. The road ahead is blurry, but that's alright with me. The stars don't show the whole path, only where to begin and see. Velvet sky, welcomes in the stars. The city becomes a galaxy of headlights and passing cars. Daydream blows beneath the dawn. Some moments leave the daytime, yet their wonder lingers on. The night wraps round the skyline, the moon comes into view, and some